Are you a software architect, technical lead, or developer who wants to know how to excel at software architecture? If the answer is yes, this video is right for you. I'm going to share with you the same exact tips that I give to software architects and engineers that join the team I lead. This is advice I built with over 15 years of experience in these roles. I can tell you that I did a lot of mistakes. On the other hand, you don't need to do the same mistakes if you watch this video. So, grab a beer, coffee, tea, or whatever you like, and let's get started. Tip number 1. Build your network, and I don't mean set up your Wi-Fi. The most important thing you should do day in, day out is building and solidifying the connections within the company. This is your number 1 priority. It doesn't matter which role you cover, there is no chance for you to perform well if you don't have the support and trust of the people around you. If you're already tempted to stop the video because I'm not giving you technical advice, stop right there. This tip is aimed right at you.
Really?
And just to make a point, this advice is 100% in line with the Agile Manifesto. Individuals and interactions over processes and tools. We as technical leaders tend to focus too much on system design, problem solving, decision making, and we forget that we need to sell our ideas. Software architects or technical leaders are the bridge between business and development. If you don't enjoy the business trust, your solutions won't be approved. On the other hand, if you don't enjoy the team's trust, your designs will not happen. Simple as that. Your success as a software architect is 100% dependent on others. You are a servant leader. Tip number 2. Have always multiple valid options. This is one of the 10 commandments I give to my software architects. I want at least 2 options. And by valid or viable, I mean that whatever options we choose, you should feel comfortable moving forward with them. There are multiple reasons for this. The first one is that one option is no option.
Understood?
Even if you present a bunch of options, but there is only one valid one, and the others are there just to show that you did your due diligence, or possibly to strengthen the argument towards your favorite option. That's a scenario you are giving no choice to your stakeholders. That's something people really dislike, especially executives. And over time, they will punish you by removing support for your work. Remember, everyone, executives and the team, want to be part of the decision-making process. The other important reason for producing more than one option is that the system will allow you to grow your skills and validate your designs. There are 1,000 ways to solve a problem, and you should be able at least to produce 2 options to contrast and compare them. Remember that a design decision can never be fully right or fully wrong. It's always a trade-off between pros and cons. Make sure to look at the problem from multiple angles. Tip number 3. Be flexible. Adaptation is key to success. The world is continuously spinning and moving, and requirements are constantly changing. That's a fact, and that's part and parcel of agile, iterative software development. And I refer again to the Agile Manifesto that states, responding to change over following a plan. Your success and your company's success depends on your ability to respond to change. And it doesn't matter if you spend 1 month or 3 months producing a design. You should be ready to adapt it and change it. And I know that it's frustrating to trash your work or refactor it. If you really like it, you can still print it and hang it on a wall. What you have to put in your mind is that your job is not producing wonderful solutions. Your job is helping business achieve its goals. In today's hyper-competitive world, our business leaders are under an incredible amount of pressure. Their ability to read the market and spot next opportunity cannot be hindered by your ego. Put your ego aside and practice servant leadership. And I repeat, I know it's hard, but your code and your designs are not your babies. And keep in mind that if you look back at code that you wrote 3 or 5 years ago, you will still cringe. So why get attached to it? And now the last tip. I'm sure you were waiting for some advice on leadership. And my advice is lead by example, which is the opposite of acting as a boss or manager. When I say that an architect or technical lead is a servant leader, I mean it. Your job is not just translating business requirements into a system design and expect that the team implements it as if it was a Bible. You need to lead the way. You need to make sure that your design transforms into a finalized product. And to do that, you have to do whatever it takes, be it coaching, mentoring, educating, coding, or fixing a production outage. Be always present. Show others how things are done. If you do it right, you will see that over time, many people will try to emulate you. And if you do it for long enough, your team will grow in terms of numbers and skills, and that eventually will free up your time and allow you to focus even more on leadership and strategy. I close this video by telling you that this is a never-ending voyage. You never stop learning and improving as long as you keep humble and curious. And if you really want to excel at your job, make sure to like and share the video with your colleagues so they can learn something new.